Hi everyone and welcome to this special stream. Today we're gonna start the SWCEL Summoners War European League kind of running officially on a beautiful desk with beautiful people. So we have Sample here, we have Mart here, and me, Shezu. Today we are going to jump into the real phase of the swell. We're gonna introduce you to the 12 players who ran through the 2 weeks of qualifiers.
Yeah. But Chizu, what is swell actually? Like, I have no idea. I'm like new here. Like,
You don't know what swell
what is swell actually?
It means for Summoners War European League. It's the second year that it is running, actually. And we have a little video to actually showcase the format of the competition and how it's going to go. But basically, it's just the 12 best players of Europe, kind of, who went through the qualifiers, who will compete in 8 weeks. First, we have 7 weeks, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. They will just have random like matches against another ones in VOD. It means like some matches can end in a draw. And at the end of it, people just like collect points. One set means 1 point to the ladder. And at the end of those 7 days of competitions, we will have a leaderboard. Like the people who will have the highest points, the 8 players will qualify to the playoffs. The seedings will be based on the ranking of the regular seasons. Of course, if you're higher, you skip even a round. And at the end, we have a BO7. So that will be epic as fuck. Sorry for my language.
No.
Couldn't contain himself.
It is epic. It is epic. Come on, it is. You're completely right on that.
There is a cash prize, by the way. This is actually pretty big because before we just had like SWC as a big like tournament with really high stakes, but now we have the swell. We are very happy that it starts again this year. So yeah, that's it about swell. Roughly, the dates are being displayed now. We are now in February. It goes in 8 weeks, so you see like 2 months, and the playoffs will be in April. So every Wednesday, tune in to check how the competition is going.
Exactly. We are here every Wednesday in the evening for you guys in different languages as well. And we're gonna make sure that you get like the best matches. We're gonna comment the best matches, hopefully, and we'll hopefully also see like some new names. Because today we're also gonna talk about the 12 players who already went through the qualifying rounds to actually make it into Swell.
How was the qualifiers, guys? Because you casted like for the German, you casted the qualifiers. How did it go?
It was pretty good. I think there was a few names that we all remember from like various other SWCs. But the cool thing is, I mean, some of them are like community favorites, but are kind of new to these big tournaments. And yeah, I mean, my favorite part about all of this is how diverse the meta is. I think we're really gonna get into that today as well. That there's really no like best playstyle. These players all like really participated and qualified in completely different playstyles, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Did you have like some people that surprised you that they made it or didn't make it even? Like big names that didn't appear?
I mean, it's kind of funny, and we come to that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people said like their inspiration or like their guy they look up to is Obabo. And he played a lot, but he didn't make it through, sadly. But still, it was fun to see him always take part here. And some other big names also didn't went through. I don't have everyone in my head right now. But for example, Guts.
Yeah.
And for Guts, I remember it vividly. We watched the last match. He was so close of qualifying. He was in charge, 2-0. He was like 2-0 leading, and then he lost 3-2. It was an upset, but it was such an amazing match. And all the matches, I think we got lucky in our casting. We always jumped into the right moment, the perfect matches, interesting monsters. It's not just the same 3 monsters. It was literally in every single match we saw a different playstyle.
So, as a recap for you people, what happened for the qualifiers was it in 2 weekends. So we had like 1 round of qualifier when the top 6 qualified, and everyone who didn't qualify could try again the next week. So today we're gonna talk about the 12 players who qualified, starting by the players who made it through directly. Like they just like rose to the top of the level. This is a good first year for the dance.
This is exactly.
This is good. So, do you have like a player you want to talk about for the first weekend?
Yeah, you definitely already mentioned like people that stomped and like kind of rolled over the competition. I think Best Spoon is probably going to be one of the like best examples for us to get right into it. This player spotlight, as we can see over here with the 2 spoons in his hands. Definitely a very stacked player. What I love about him is he I mean, he mentioned as his favorite monster being an Andre, which is a very heavy turn 2 unit, but he definitely also has a lot of these very heavy and like scary turn 1 LDs, such as that Berkild, as well as like a Laura, for instance. It's just very entertaining to watch him draft. He's just all over the place and very oppressive, I guess, at the same time.
Cool. We see that he's playing around 1,000 RTA wings per season, so it's like a player that is very involved in RTA. And yeah, I like to say like a very heavy box as well. He has a lot of choices to pick into.
Yeah, he mentioned already right here that he has over 50 monsters ruined. From the tournament already, it felt like he had 100 of them.
Yeah?
Like he had so many different comps. I think again, like I mentioned, we had a few center units such as the Laura, as well as like some of the collabs, the Light Gojo, for instance, that we might want to get into right now.
You want to show like a bit of the footage we have from him.
So what's really cool is we actually found he really only lost one match, if I can remember, and it's the one that we're showcasing right now. Yep. So over here, what we see is he likes to first pick that Water to KB Lord, at least for the prelims. He really liked to enjoy that. I think it's one of those very nice flex pick units that like enables you to also go turn 2, even though he really didn't have to too many times. And yeah, he also does have a Tian Leng, which if we know anything, like it's one of those units that you really have to account for. It just fits into almost every draft, and it's such an amazing counter pick.
Especially as you can see, Hagang, he also has like 2 very good Hagen counters with like Veronica and the Light Gojos, and Light Gojo is not just stripping but also reducing attack bar, so that helped him out like big way. And I think Light Gojo, we see him more and more often. He's a speed lead. We thought that might be the case, but to make good use of him is like a completely different case.
Yeah, for sure. It's like definitely one of those speed leads. Like normally you kind of draft them early and they are usually very offensive units. The Light Gojo, on the other hand, he's definitely also a very defensive unit. I mean, his S2 has the setup, but then also his S3 has the beautiful cleanse. Now over here, what we're going to see is that he's actually missing a bunch of control onto that Nikki. We already see one reset. And I think this one is, yeah, she should have her cleanse or her S3 still up.
I like the emote. I like the okay, I need to emote right now.
Yeah, during that match, I remember he was like emoting quite a bit because that Nikki kept resisting and he's just kind of like losing faith in the middle of it.
I remember I had Hadri because it's like the Hadri from last year.
Yeah.
He had like the slot 6 Nikki resistance rune.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we see it here. It really pays off. We see a beautiful Zagar proc right here. It's just so oppressive with that S1 provoke, and here we go with another S3 right here. Just scary to fight up against.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, and Adria was like the bigger gamer here.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of felt like putting that in there. It's pretty much the only match that he ended up losing, and I think we can all agree that he got pretty unlucky in this one.
True.
So like, yeah, I don't think we're gonna see that too many times in this. If it's like even, I think yeah, he's gonna be a very dangerous opponent.
And his draft, roughly, was it like mostly this, or did he have like other angles, like if someone went defensively?
So in the tournament itself, he really only went turn 1 from the looks of it. But like I said, especially with that Dokkaebi Lord, it's a very flexible pick. He already mentioned that one of his favorite LDs is the Andre, which is a very heavy turn 2 unit. So I'm really looking forward to the next few weeks, and I really hope that we are going to see a few more comes. Yeah.
And he went through then from the first day, and he was one of the favorites from the rankings.
Yeah, for sure. Like here we see he's also drafting a Gianna in this, but it's also a very heavy turn 1 centric team comp.
True. And since the buff, Jeongnam provides the sustain. Yeah, it's like really insane right now.
Yeah, here we see a Wind Striker. We'll see how well that works out. And he also does have a Wunsa, so he has like all of these insane base speed LDs, kind of with that aura.
I feel like in general in this tournament in the qualifiers, a lot of people went very aggressive turn 1, and it worked out for the most part actually. We can see also the Wind Striker. That was a very fun idea. As you can see, he has like 0 speed, I think. I don't think he he expected somehow that the Leo still stayed in the game, but it got banned out. And even with the push of Yon Hong, the Wind Striker somehow. He did good damage.
This is pretty good.
He did good damage.
This is like pretty decent.
The problem what we see here, and this he really ran out of steam. Like Wind Striker did his skill. He did what he is supposed to do, but after that he had nothing left. That was the problem.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, and the team from Best Spoon had like the resilience that Shizumi here didn't have. We can share the playstyle together with Shizumi. So it's like either you win turn 1 or you just FF. Okay, go next. Let's see.
Yeah, because you can see the biggest problem is that the Wind Striker, although he did a good job, it's literally his second turn right now. It takes forever. He has no speed whatsoever. He does good damage, but it takes him so freaking long to get a turn.
Yeah.
Good.
So it's I'm not quite sure like how it ended up working out, but like I said, in the tournament we had so many wins on his side, so I could have definitely picked like so many more replays on that one. But I'm really expecting a lot from Best Spoon coming up in the next few days.
Yeah, definitely one of the favorites. But to be fair, the top 12, they are kind of all to the same level, so it's kind of tough. We're gonna at the end, talk about like our favorites or who do we expect to qualify to the playoffs. But yeah, for sure, Best Spoon is one of those to look up to. Good.
Yeah. So there was definitely good chances for Best Spoon. I see him like up there, definitely. But yeah, we have more players. That was only the first one.
True. My turn to speak up.
Exactly. Let's hear about some Frenchies.
Exactly. I will be like the representative of the French community here because we have 4 French players who qualified and Math did like 4 times 3, 12. So I will be speaking for all the French. And the first I will introduce quickly before even showing the profile is Unarmed. So Unarmed has a bit of a story. He's one of those few players that are known like in the community. We have Rosit, of course, that went well in SWC. But Unarmed made his name. It was in 2020 SWC. So he went in the qualifiers against Shen. So Shen was like one of the top, favorites.
Yeah.
Went ranked 3 in 18, so in the world. And he was clearly the underdog against Shen. And he just cleaved his ass. My language. No, he just cleaved him with Bulldozer Olivia comps. And so like the chat was really like surprised, and we really enjoyed the fact that he was like playing so aggressively. And he's like a user that is cleaving. He has very fast sweep sets, faster than me actually. So I take it very bad.
Oh boy, that means something. I know your roots. That means something.
On a personal level, for a long time I was kind of raging on him, but he's a nice guy, so it's fine. so it's fine. And he loves to cleave. It's like his main playstyle. And so when I see that he's making it today, it's quite cool because we have like an old like OG kind of French qualify. So let's look at this profile quick. I have a button to click. Okay. So mostly cleave for the adrenaline and dopamine, like I said. And for a long time, he only, let's say, as LD, Narsha, the light beast rider, which is a unit that is good if you have good sweep set with Ashir.
Yeah.
Give her a turn, she snipes something. But recently, he got like Neftis that quite changed a lot with playstyle. And opened new options for this thing. Inspiration, Obabo.
That's what we said before.
Like you said, it's Obabo. So Obat is qualification thing. I have a button here as well to show. Okay, so I will pause quick. At least I introduced the fact that he had Narsha, so you can see. He's facing Malignant on the other side that we'll talk about later on. Disclaimer, there's a lot of LDs on the right side. You can see that. But it doesn't do like everything. You can see that Unarmed has a good setup. He has the A gang to counter the Gianna that is almost like a force ban. And he has the speed to compete against Malignant, which is at the same time very fast. So I think, if I'm not wrong, I press play, okay, that A-gang will take the ban. Wait, did they remove the issue just now?
I'm kind of curious, like he's missing speed lead.
Juno.
Okay, going turn 2.
I mean, Juno for the counter is Neftis.
Yeah, and the Juno, like, he doesn't have like the depth of box of other players like Best Spoon or Malignant, but he's making his box work. Now he has 2 force bans with like A-gang kind of and Juno. So A-gang is completely a force ban against the draft of Malignant. But Juno now should work. Neftis, the debuffs, Gianna cannot explode the bombs, so she's for sure gonna go. And I just wanted this replay to show like the explosiveness of Narsha. So if she moves, you can be prepared to lose something.
Like
when you have the runes to make her work, Okay, she didn't strip much.
She did. Yeah. That's the thing.
Nope.
Laura completely missed everything here,
But-
basically.
He has Gianna, so I think it's still
Yeah.
fine for him. He's not crying
Yeah.
right now. Oh, okay, he's
Still
still
misses
missed.
the-
Yeah. I mean, this helps
Ooh.
a bit, but yeah, it happens.
Lighting up that narc.
But you see, one proc and you're just deleted off the
Yeah.
field. Like,
So sadly, this replay, I just wanted to show the fact that if she gets a turn, like of course, this replay she shouldn't have moved, but in general, if he has the H here that gives her a turn, he's sniping something.
Yeah.
Like roughly. And I will just like fast forward on this one because Juno now is like, it was one of the force bans. She doesn't get banned. He wins.
Yep.
You know, roughly the what's happening on this replay.
yeah, I think I only have seen one match in my whole lifetime where a Nephthys won against a Juno.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was because it was like at 60% like less HP. She got the I'm gonna break the proc into like the first skill. That was the only way he could have won.
So funny thing is that he's facing Malignant for the qualifying match on the first week, and you see the rankings. Malignant was like the heavy favorite on this matchup, but unarmed one. So see, he has weapons. He knows the meta. He's like transitioning to turn 2 now because he knows that he doesn't have this 33 speed lead with Vanessa. So he's just like playing a bit more defensively.
Yep.
And he adapts. And spoiler alert, he won. Like it's not a surprise anymore. I guess. Last pick, tac. And he has an Nephthys.
Oh
This
yeah.
is the thing. Now he has Nephthys, so it gives pressure. Yeah, she's a sexy one. I just like to draw. So.
Do you actually know if he also drafts like those more Nephthys-centric team comps or more like as a last pick?
So far, I saw that he wasn't committing the Nephthys playstyle from the first rotation because there are obvious bans. You know, like the Veromos was banned faster than.
Yeah.
You know, it
for
was
sure.
banned pretty fast.
Yeah.
So he's not like locking himself in this playstyle. But sometimes, as a last pick, Nephthys is like so much pressure.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was mostly it. I'm not going through like this whole replay, but it's just like to showcase which kind of drafts you will be seeing in the next few weeks.
Yep, definitely. So yeah, we have 4 Frenchies in here. So the hope is high, I guess, for this.
True.
Since they also more or less performed in SWC. Also the German ones. But yeah, I am the next one who like introduces a player now, and I am not sure if I actually need to introduce him because the name is everyone knows him at this point. Scribblebibble. Scribblebibble is like the name I want to talk about. Dutch guy, very nice guy as well, very tall guy.
True.
Also streamer, he's like playing aggressive first turn. I always want to think back to SWC when he just double forced Robo. No matter what. I don't care if there's a Douglas on the other side. I don't care if there's a triple revenge murder. I'm going with my Robo team and that's it. So it worked half of the time. So what I was surprised to see in the European League now is that he adjusted. He's still playing first turn aggressive, but not the robo aggressive like AoE control. He like more goes single target control with Burkill, Zagar, more in that way. Yeah, let's take a look at his profile real quick. So yeah, I enjoy all the competitive aspects. So, and his playstyle is, as I said, turn 1 to be in control. This can be very tilting in a way because yes, you get the first turn, but then does he resist? Does he not resist?
Sure.
Does my Sekhmet land her reset, or is my Burkill stunning or stripping in that fact? It can be very triggering, but he plays so much per season. 2,000 wings per season.
Wow.
Streamer. Yeah, that's streamer gameplay right there.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So he's definitely one of the more experienced players just from like drafting the current meta.
Yeah.
I guess.
Definitely. The thing is, he knows everything, but he still sticks to his
Yeah.
turn 1 comp forever.
True.
That's why I love him, actually. That's why I love his playstyle.
This is so weird. Look, in the player inspiration, he mentions El Mimo.
Yeah.
El Mimo is like ragdoll player every draft. Okay.
Maybe that's how he learned to play against those kind
yeah.
of teams. And I don't know, but yeah.
Pretty cool.
We also have some a clip of Scribble in the matchup, actually. And here we can see... let me press play. I'm going to also skip a little bit forward so we
We see the light Valkyr ban, by the way, which is kind of unique to him, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
True.
This is like a pick that he sometimes used to still go a bruiser route, but as you can see here, he still tries to go first turn with the Berkild, with like he has 2 speed leads, he has the Zagar, he has a lot of resets, stuns, and again, Yonhong to make sure he gets like the first turn. So in this draft, all of his units actually control the enemy in one way or another. So yeah, he switched to like the full AoE control to like more precise single target control. And in this match specifically, because we've seen there's a bunch of units nowadays that can work against control. Fire Monkey King, which got banned right now. Wind Monkey King is very oppressive recently.
Yep.
Like he popped off.
Like oppressive was not the word I would have used. I would have said like annoying.
Annoying.
Oh yeah,
Annoying.
for real.
Annoying. So we could see already, even though it didn't work in this specific match, we can see he already revenged once. He revenged again. So Wind Monkey King is always, it should be in the back of your head. It always could be so dangerous. But in this playstyle, he manages to immediately snipe out the Juno.
So much cycling. So much cycling.
He gets turn after turn after turn, and he can't just focus one unit after another without a problem. So this takes a little bit long, obviously, but the end point, when I'm gonna skip a little bit forward here, like, oh yeah, he even has like a little bit heal with the Yonhong to make sure he doesn't die if there's damage coming back. But with this kind of team, you immediately have 4 against 3 units. You are in the position to like control the enemy. And then you just win. It's easy as that. What can the enemy do to win here?
And he has the resilience with the sustain from Young and the shield from Ramuel, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the one
and Jebediah. That's the one.
Yeah, it's like
yeah, a bunch of armor breaks. He has like 3 armor breakers here as well. So this is very focused. But now that we have seen this one, oh yeah, it was a little bit too fast. Let me go back a little bit. He also still has like a little bit of a hybrid play, which is his Avalantis. So it's still like an AoE stripper.
Yeah.
And then a bruiser in there, like Akrama.
I guess she's like very offensive to make it work in there. Does she do like a huge amount of damage?
She does good damage. I wouldn't say that she's like one-shot potential with an armor break or something, but it's always decent on an armor break, obviously.
Yep.
This is the beginning of the game. I have to say this was also like a very interesting game because we could see like the wind, what is it called?
Ah yeah, wind guy.
Wind Gojo?
Yeah, like it's the Summoners War version of the Wind Gojo. I think it's like Werner Hartmann or something. They have really funny names.
It's not something that you see every day, no?
Yeah, for sure.
It was interesting to see that, but in this particular case, Scribble slowed down his game. Scribble slowed down his gameplay. Like he was always like first turn, fast win, fast lose. Nowadays it's like still first turn, but being more in control.
True.
I really like seeing that about him, to be honest, because like he definitely does have all of those turn 1 LDs. But we see that like most of the wins come from him actually slowing it down a little bit, taking turn 2, and then just taking the cycling advantage.
Because in the SWC, he kind of lost because he overcommitted to this playstyle.
Yeah.
And didn't like transition out of the turn 1 cleave against resilient teams. So it's nice that he's like moving on.
Yeah, exactly. So he always plays around his comp now that he has the Water Twin Angels, he has either Valantis, if he goes like AoE control, and then he is flexible on his last 2 picks. It's either an Akrama or like, as we can see here, the Wind Pure Vanilla Cookie.
Jade, I think?
No, Jade is like the one with the shield.
Oh,
I forgot
names.
her name.
We are not allowed to do this, guys. We know the name.
It's
like memory check.
You know why I don't know it? Because it's the one net 5 I don't have. It's like one of the last normal net 5s I don't have.
It's funny, like before SWC, I pulled her and I got really excited and people just didn't get it. And then like she pretty much is one of the only defensive supports that people like back then ended up drafting, like super defensive one. I don't think we've seen a single Riley because she kind of took up that spot for the most part. So it's kind of nice. Do you guys also remember if he has other LDs? I think he has a light Chimera.
Many.
Yeah, he has many. Does he also have a Seimei?
I
Well, a lot of LDs.
He has a lot of stuff. So yeah, that was Scribble. That was something. To be honest, it was fun to see him again, also doing well. So I'm glad that we have him in this tournament.
Sample. Who's your next champion?
I got a next one, which is Yosu. I think another person that we all know already, and he's playing a pretty unique comp as well, I'd say. Maybe we can go into the player profile for a second.
Excuse me, this is me in charge of the button, and this is where I'm like with my glasses like a grandpa. Okay.
I really like him because he's definitely playing some very interesting team comps. He has a unit that I myself also pulled, which is the light hacker silver. So that's a very unique 33% speed lead, but also he's drafting units like the light puppeteer, Kovaci. And what we also see is kind of one of those control type playstyles with the fire hacker, which is Strix, I think. Trix, and then also Tomoe. So he has a lot more debuff based turn 1 control-ish stuff. Very interesting to see. Again, one of those players that I do mention whenever I talk about how diverse our meta is, because we don't really see that normally in competitions and tournaments.
Yep.
And yeah, I really like that. Maybe we can watch a few matches from him.
Yeah, cool. Sorry. Josu Clips. Let's go.
Josu Clips. Yep, so here we see the Kovaci with the nice tricks last ban and also a dark. Yeah, thank you so much. Dark Shadowcaster, which very unique as well. Steals turns, so it's also very good against one of the biggest counters to control cleaves, which is like Veramos, a Juno. You just kind of steal turns that way and really mess with people. Now, yep. Yeah, this fight takes quite a while.
You can fast forward if you.
Yeah, we're gonna fast forward a little bit. We see a little bit of control. Wait.
Yeah, we're just like on the shoulder.
What am I talking about? Yeah, that dark. Yep. Oh yeah,
and it's gone.
This interaction is also really interesting.
Wow. Okay. Well, that was some damage.
There we go. I mean, normally what you expect when you're talking about control cleaves is like slow, methodic damage. Yeah, I guess with that Onyoki, that's not happening.
Yeah.
It's like eating through your opponents.
I love that he's making use of the dark shadow guy. That is
Shadowcaster.
Shadowcaster. What's his name?
Shun? No, Shun is the light
one. Come on, I know it. It's like kind of the meme in the French one because Guts had it. Anyway.
Very
you keep talking. I'm looking it up for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
My memory today is not working. Oh my god.
It's all good. It's all good.
But yeah, this one got like buffs after buffs, and I think it's in a spot where it can be used if the guy is creative about it. And it looks like Josu is one of those.
Yeah, for sure.
His name starts with an R.
Ritsu.
Yeah.
There we go. So what's the French joke about that one then?
Just because back then Guts was waiting for his good LDs and he gets one and after one and after one. It was always like very low tier.
Yeah.
Ritsu was one that was one of them. And on the other side there was like I'm So Fresh who got him and started to use it and say to everyone it was good. So there was this back and forth between the two of them. So that's why.
Honestly, I think like it's one of those that's like you got to be creative about how to use him. But if there is one guy, it would be like Yosu, like proving that it is a unit that's definitely worth picking up in one of your core comps. You just got to build around it for the most part. I'm gonna like fast forward a little bit more because yeah, this is gonna take a little bit longer. We got the Onyoki, which just got stunned up, but the beautiful passive coming up. We're just gonna keep this going for a little bit.
That looked very like close, but then he like revived on Yuki and the out of stun second skill with attack buff is just
way too much damage.
Yeah, I was thinking like, oh, okay, it's over. Like there's a Camila that throws like the fire hacker and the Vanessa, but then Vanessa says, oh wait, I'm gonna revive it, and then the play was like from Camila to freeze. I know he tried to like kill with the second skill, but it was so risky and it didn't pay off.
It's also one of those matches where you already mentioned that you got really lucky whenever you're like talking about replays. Yeah, that was just such a cool comeback. It's also funny because Yosu actually mentioned that Obabo is one of his inspirations, and that match was actually against Obabo. So it's just goes full circle around that one.
To be fair, a lot of people mention Obabo as inspiration. Like, I mean, he's one of the favorite streamers.
Yeah, shout out to Obabo.
Yeah, we love you, guy. We are sad that didn't make it today.
We'll see him again soon.
Yeah. Next player that I will talk about, surprise, it's a Frenchie again. Malignan. So Malignan, you have to say, is one of the top 10 players like on the ladder. He's like making very close to the Legend tournament every time. So he's one of the favorites. Box-wise is insane, but rune-wise as well. I have a button. Look, pretty nice.
Oh, it's one of my favorite buttons.
So as you can see, it's Sapin. If you know him, this is Sapin. He participates because he has not so many tournaments in the year, and he likes the high stakes. So Legend Tournament, SWC, and now the Swell. The box is like very heavy. You have Gianna, Han, Yeong, Silver again, Laura, and others. This is the thing because the choice was please name 5. So yeah, so there are a lot. And recently he got like Silver that mainly changed his playstyle, but he's playing a lot of Yeong. And that's it. Let's watch his replays. We saw just earlier a fight against our friend Unarmed, which he lost to, so he had to play on the second week of qualifier against Nef. So he's one of those players that is thanks play that is drafting around the Ramwell, the water Twin Angel. Thanks.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm struggling with this one, but then it goes with the Light and Dark units because it's like very flexible.
Yeah.
Laura, safe bet. Honestly, I like to say, he goes well. He has a lot of single target nukes, but as well the good AoEs. But if someone is like overcommitting, he's not someone that is forcing his LDs. He's gonna flex the Veromos. He's gonna do something that is smart, not just brute forcing like a Sheizo guy or whatever. He is playing smart, and that's why he's high. He knows very well the meta. He's playing a lot of wings per season. So yeah, he's making it through with like bruisery kind of comp right now around the Laura and a lot of sustain. So it's not the very explosive playstyle that we saw with Unarmed or later with Slakes. But it's the thing that works well. You have a resilient team. You are reading the meta pretty well. And it does damage. Laura, defense buff to a Village Duel, he can go fast on the damage side. So yeah, not super interesting, so I skip forward. But now, sometimes, if he can draft around his LDs. And we have the Gianna, we have the Yeong. I'm not sure which one he picks now, but I think it's going to be something that makes you very jealous very quick. So let's fast forward a bit. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Laura.
Laura again.
Kind of those Exodia comps that you see in the ladder. And with the pre-ban, you cannot like pre-ban twice the Gianna or the Yeong. So you have here and there the pain of facing the Exodia comp against you. And in general, then not a lot of solutions exist. You think about the anti-cleave units. You see then Mei Wang getting draft. But the team on the left from Malignan has kind of everything. You have multi-damage. You have a lot of good nuke actually with Yeong. The bomb, so it's something that you think you can tank, but in the end you're just getting clapped. So yeah. I will just fast forward to the end. Or no, just want to see the damage actually from Yeong.
Yeah.
It's like even though his opponent picked like very defensive because like you have Gianna, but there are 2 units on the other side they cannot be stunned. So he had to make sure to always keep the Fire Monkey down. And like Gianna is like the biggest threat against the Fire Monkey King. The bombs, literally the bombs. You said like they do the most damage against the Fire Monkey. It's the safest damage against the Fire Monkey. Otherwise, I don't think you can bring him down.
Yeong does a lot of damage as well. See, there was almost 20k if you round it up because I'm bad in math. There was 18k on the Sekhmet, and he goes fast because he has the cycling to get his skill back again pretty fast. So in general, if Mei Wang doesn't proc a return, Yeong plus Laura shut him down pretty fast.
Yeah, nice proc. It's also a violent Gianna from the looks of it, so it's just so much damage output right
and
here.
The heal up again.
Yep.
It's not easy to face, and that's why he's making use of those. And the rune quality is faster than me as well. Everyone in the front.
Everyone is fast.
Back then I was proud of myself, and now I'm like, okay, I'm washed. I'm just washed. So that's it for Malignan, one of the favorites that had to go through day 2. Be careful, he's gonna come for the top of the ladder. Next champion, who are you going to talk about, my friend?
Who are we going to talk about?
Can I call you my friend?
Cool. Today is okay. Today is
okay.
But don't stretch. Okay.
Okay.
Today I'm going to talk about. To be honest, I don't even want to talk much about it because what is there to be said about which hasn't been said already? Pinkroyd. Pinkroyd is the next person we talk about. It's like, even though he did not perform like as he wanted, like in the last SWC. He is like still probably the most known SWC player from European side. No one has won more than he had. He is like always the consistent threat. He was the closest to like the world champion title. He was like second place at one point. And this is really hard to do. And consistent. Like I think I remember the first time I saw him when he was called Darkroyd, 2019 or something.
He was minor, so
he was too young.
Yeah, too young.
He was 17 at that point or something. It was insane. And he's still playing and still so good. And I feel like sometimes he gets better. Like it happens here and there that he like there is some weakness or other people just best him because you cannot win all the time. But every time you face him, I feel like you have to give your best. So in his match, we don't have that much to show, but the thing we have to show is basically what he likes to do recently is he has a Julien.
Yeah.
And he has the setup comp of like, oh yeah, I have my Vanessa, I have my armor breaks with Edna, very fast first turn, and my Julien, no matter what's on the other side, if there is an armor break, it's gone. Like, there is no discussion to be had. There is no way you can tank this, you can survive this. You have to counter it either with, like, as you can see here, a Fire Cassandra, a Marsha that gets at least demounted first, a Moore that also only gets hit one attack first and then, like, blocks one hit and then gets hit with the other one. But let me show you the crazy power of his Julien. Because we know Julien hits hard, but I would say
this one hits harder.
This one hits harder. This one hits even harder. So
yeah, it's like one of those units
that's just casual 43k.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, Marsha is not really tanky, so that's why I'm giving him like, oh you know.
you know. But it's still like it's the stats he has, and even bunch of dots. Other people would like panic, but he is still.
Yeah, now Julien is like the world boss here with the Abelio that went through the ban phase. So he's like now pretty much unkillable. This is a reference to Faker, the Inkillable Demon King. Sorry for my culture right now.
So yeah, even though this looks a bit scary, but Cassandra used her nuke. She used it already, and the thing is, Vanessa still has her passive. The only reason that Cassandra could snipe the unit was because Vanessa had the silence. So she still has her passive up right now.
Like, Julien is one of those units that perform like exponentially with extremely good runes. So when they have the rune quality of the top level, you see really nasty stuff. And yeah, this Julien is not the regular Julien.
Yeah. So as I said, this is the only clip we have, so I'm gonna go a little bit forward. Also, I have to say, there's more. Tried his best. Like, he got,
that was close actually.
He got a bunch of procs, not gonna lie, and it was very close towards the end because if he would have gotten another like second skill up, I think he could have wiped the whole team. But now I actually skipped the funny and the interesting part, or more or less. Yeah, interesting.
That was very interesting.
More guys, more dead. So. But that was basically his win condition that the more survives because at this point, as said, it was really close. Even we've seen a bunch of Bloodia, by the way.
Yeah, this is a unit that is like shining since the buff.
Yeah, it's just the silence, but somehow everyone picks it up at this point.
The silence is a good debuff, especially with the Vanessa being dominant in the ladder.
Yep. Also, Pinkroyd, just as the last few words, he played a lot of the new call-up units like Zenitsu. It was very interesting to see. I hope we see more of that.
Yeah. What do we want to see more as well?
I'm
making the...
You're such a good transition.
I know, that was the least natural transition. Oh, yeah? You want to see that? And what about you? What do you want to see?
So we got Mart reviewing all of our OGs, and now next up is going to be Merle, which is a German player who is playing an extremely unique playstyle, very weird and very interesting. She's actually known for...
Yeah, we have something?
Yes.
Because this is the first time we have a girl competing in official.
Women play video games?
Yeah.
Yes, she is at a very high rank, and she's playing an extremely unique team comp centered around, as you guys can see, which monsters did you enjoy playing with the most. We got a Feng Yan, a Juno, also a Laura, and what's really also cool is the Shizuka, and she's like really forcing that in the prelims. We've seen her draft that. Very predictable, kind of like a liver team comp, forcing people out of their comfort zone, and really shining with it. Like, you would be surprised how good it worked. And yeah, we can showcase a few matches.
So it's like very bruiserish comps, yeah.
So this one is already kind of starting. We chopped in right here against, I think that was Obabo, if I remember correctly. We can just kind of see how much damage that Feng Yan does, I guess. But we can also like, yeah, let me just...
It's one of those players that, you know, I've faced a few times, you know, in the ladder. And like you say with Liver, it's like, you know you're going to see a Feng Yan, a Wusa, and a Juno. This is the thing. But still, it's not as easy as we think. It is actually really, really competitive.
Yeah, if we look like here, we see that Juno first pick, which I think it kind of does make sense, especially if you do force that Shizuka, a unit that kind of fell out of the meta like 2 years ago. And it's very interesting to see her like making a comeback here against Guts, a very well-known player again as well.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm going to fast forward a little bit. I mean, people are trying to counter it. People are like slow picking stuff. We see a Wind Jack-o'-lantern, which is very unique. It's an anti-CC, but it also does stack. And now we see that Diana is supposed to cycle. It's pretty cool.
I like that we see Shizuka again. After she got like this nerf that she cannot put the reset on herself. She got a little bit less usage, but it's interesting to see that there are still people who just force it in a way.
I gotta say, there's a Laura too. You didn't mention Laura.
Yeah.
You just say, oh yeah, she has like a Feng Yan. Come on, man. There's a Laura here.
Yeah, Laura definitely makes sense in that draft.
Yeah,
for sure.
But yeah, true. It's still something that we don't see every day as a core unit. RTA, Feng Yan. But she makes it work.
She definitely does. And yeah, it's really cool to see. I think Laura with that defense buff is also going to be very good against all of those turn 1 units that are trying to snipe her. I guess also against Sonias and stuff. So I can kind of see how it works in ladder, for instance, that way.
And she made it through day 1, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We also saw a bunch of like light Halloween pumpkins. Is his name? What is his name again?
I actually pulled him as a fake Nat 5, so like I should
Misty?
know.
Misty.
Yeah, it's Misty. Yeah.
Misty, right? Because he's one of the units. Again, I feel like in this meta, it's very important that you don't get stunned, and you cannot get stunned. So it's like Jaeger in a way, just like a little bit different.
But yeah, it's like those explosiveness of the defense break. It's one of the kind of signature picks of Guts. So I'm not really surprised that he picks it. So yeah, this is his thing, because you see the damage, and he lost this. He
I think he did. Yeah.
What, Feng Yan solo?
No.
You know, you're a paid actor. It's not possible. He didn't.
No. This is the match where Guts actually won. The thing is, later on, because that was the match they had, I think, just 1-1.
Yeah, true.
Exactly. And then later on, like in best of 5, it was 3-2.
Okay.
Like Guts was like in front 2-0, and then like lost 3-2. It was very close, but he got reverse sweeped. It's just like to showcase this match, this playstyle. Like Laura with Feng Yan and Miles buffs, defense buff.
And if we show another round, it would be roughly the same. So that's why you didn't like.
Yeah.
Okay. So predictable playstyle, but hard to face. Yeah, it's like Livers. Yeah. I see. If he watches us, he has a new successor, and we're gonna root for her. Is it my turn now again?
It is your turn.
Is it my turn? Hey, French.
But she's what else is a good
Yeah, you know what? We're gonna talk about France a bit, and we're gonna talk like a new name, because I've spoken about like known players in the community with Unarmed and Maligna. We're gonna talk about Slakes. So Slakes was completely sure he wouldn't qualify. He just participated to have fun, you know, and just like see how it goes. And he went through day 1. and he's a cleaver. Oh, this is my name. Cleave players like shit.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. You feel like he's like you
but
are.
Honestly, in French, we have a lot of people saying, "Yeah, I cleave because you cleave." So I have like a bad influence.
Hey, it seems to work for him.
Yeah, true. So you see that the units that he's playing with, he has Kiara, Maximilian, Really good picks, for like offensive playstyles with the speed leads and the explosiveness of it. And Kovarchi Ilona, so a lot of LDs, but you need the runes to make them work. So he is fast, he has the damage. His games go fast, of course, because it's cleaving. He has two different kind of cleaves. I will showcase the first one that is very satisfying to watch. Slakes that he plays. So pause, quick. Okay, I will just play and pause. Okay, pause. Pause. Okay, pause. You have this girl actually, Kiara. She's ignore defense on the second skill, attack buff on the third skill, so she pairs really well with this girl here, that is Sonia. So when he gets the first turn with like Kovarchi, he can then give the turn to two single target units that will do double ignore defense. But if then Kovarchi is banned and he has this draft through,
he still has
like,
attack buff.
he has attack buff and Sonia go through. So I think though in this setup, you can see that it's not a super fast Sonia because the speed tuning is working well. Like I said, we can watch in action because it's very satisfying. It's the kind of draft you cannot copy easily. It's like very box dependent. He was just missing a little bit of damage, but with the this guy,
Kovarchi,
yeah.
he can refresh the cooltime of these target nukes. Oh, I wasn't done. I will go back again. I'm sorry. I just wanted to pause a bit. Okay. Play. And yeah, so Sierra is like a really good nukes plus lead speed. Kiara is like Kiara, and the Endure as well is like really good. I just said attack buff, but the Endure makes his like squishy units very resilient. And the sustain is one of the like dream cleave comps. Like every cleaver wants a Kiara, wants a Kovarchi because it's just too good. Is winning this?
Yeah, he's definitely.
I have doubts, when I see a Leica, I'm like,
because I think that was the one where like Leica just didn't feel like it,
So this one is actually just recorded from the ladder. We didn't end up watching any of his replays during the 2 days, so I kind of had to go and look at the ladder. But like you mentioned, you did also mention that he has a second.
Yeah, he has a second one.
Cleave that you're.
So I will not show it for technical reasons.
Yeah.
There was an update today, and the update deleted all the replays.
Yeah.
I asked him to send me replays, but I didn't do it. But I will just talk about it. Like with my already. I will talk about it.
Very fancy.
So he's talking about Maximilian, and it's like one that is full damage, and the other one is like CC. Like he has two cleaves. The other one is like the Dark Robo with Eleanor. That is Eleona, the Light Queen.
The Light Queen, yeah.
That gives back the skills again, and basically his team is getting TOA'd. TOA'd,
Okay, yeah, fully dots, fully debuff.
They never move. And Maximilian, if he gets through, then you just get cleaved. So it's very satisfying. It's the kind of comps that don't perform very well usually in competition because you have the pre-ban and the people can expect this. But he made it work and he made it through. So props to him, my friend.
Represent.
That's it. Who is your next champion?
Next champion, a German guy again. We have Charge. Charge is a name that also is not that unfamiliar, I would say. He is also someone that is not unfamiliar, but new in this environment.
Okay.
Yeah, immediately let's check him out, his player stats. Let's talk a little bit about him. Charge. Yeah, he said, I can adapt to any playstyle. I have to say, this is like, from the four people I talk about, this is the one I have the hardest time with to talk about, because his one clip is like very standard. It's not extraordinarily like, oh, look at this unit or something. Look at this special unit that he has, or this LD that makes it work, or he has the fastest runes, or like the most tankiest runes. It's just like 4 monsters. He plays the game and he wins. Like I cannot put my finger on it what it is. He has a Volantis. That's a thing that he has it. Let me just play it. But he picks stuff like Miles, Marsha, then Oliver. It seems like such a simple comp. He has 2 strippers. He has a little bit control and speed lead with Oliver. A little bit of everything. but nothing that it makes you say like, wow.
Yeah.
Not to downplay it, because if you can make it work, and he is definitely a good rank here.
My poor little ball Adri is getting farmed. It's the second replay today that
Look at what they have done to my boy.
Oh no.
I think he also did mention in the player profile that he had 85 units ruined.
Yeah.
Which again, that does speak for like how he likes to just counterpick and just kind of play very consistently, like you mentioned.
It's such a broad box, and this is actually what I want to mention. The first time I started climbing in RTA was when I just focused completely on counterpicking, and I feel like this is what he did at this point. He went full in. He's like, okay, I'm building 80 monsters, like 80. That's a lot.
This is insane amount.
That's crazy to put them up to a level where you're feeling confident that you can put them in, and then actually making it work in a way. Let me also like skip through it a little bit.
Druid popping off a la Joe.
It's not something that we see like dominating the meta so much. Valentis since the A gang buff.
Yeah.
So you have to see the angle or pre-ban A gang so that you are not facing it. But usually it's still like a good pressure if the opponent doesn't have the space in his draft to have like a Juno, Veromos and all the other units.
Yeah, and you know what I've seen the most? This guy. Like what is this? This guy gets this one buff. He was used before already, but he gets this one buff exactly. This guy, in case you don't know which one we mean yet. Yeah. He gets this one buff, and we see him nearly in every single game.
It's like really, really good. I mean, the buff, it was already decent.
Yeah.
So, like, Lest
yes,
winning wars with it. And he got the buff just after this. So it was like, okay, he was already in a good spot, but now he's like really insane.
Yeah, like this guy is one of the MVPs, I would say.
No, not Lest. Sorry, Lest didn't win. Sorry. But we saw Lest in the SWC playing it. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, it was insane to see. And Charge, definitely good player. We'll see how he does soon. And yeah, I think we are like on our last round since we go like in a circle here.
Yes.
So Sample, tell us your last player.
A last one. In terms of drafting, a little bit less unique compared to the other threes that I mentioned, but an even more unique name, Chris P. Bacon. I just gotta like, he already got some points for that one. Is a kind of a newer player to our roster. He's definitely playing a little bit more of the OG, especially the LDs. We see like a Rakdo, we see a Gianna, a Zera too. So probably more of a turn 2
not
player.
The good one.
Not the right one, not the right one.
This had
oh, spoilers.
Here we go.
Spoilers.
Here we go with the Chris P. Bacon. Yeah, I already mentioned Gianna, Rakdo, Zera 2. So like a very 2020 LD box at least. More of a turn 2 player. He also seems to be enjoying pretty much every single content piece in the game. 2v2 Siege. He is drafting more like turn 2 hybrid-ish stuff, which is very enjoyable. And he also, like, pretty much half of the players in our tournament mentioned that Obabo was one of his biggest inspirations. Maybe we can get into a few of his matches. I think I prepared 2 of them. So we're just going to start again. Now, again, this one wasn't actually from the tournament. It's just from regular, like, leather. But what we see is, over here, he got his Zera 2, which is an amazing bruiser. They barely changed him. It's just the meta kind of slowed down a little bit. And
if he doesn't draft the dark unit, does he explode?
I'm sorry, what? Oh, yeah.
It's like, this team looks somehow a little bit purple. Too much purple on the side, you know?
That's cool. I love to see those monochrome team. Pretty cool.
Yeah, especially with the Chimera lead. Yeah, Dark Chimera just got like a small buff, but just became like so much more consistent. Also, just the meta slowed down a little bit, and it's a unit that we definitely are going to see him draft a little bit more in the next couple of weeks to come as well. Just hits so hard, scales so well with good runes, and especially with that Rakdoll, you're just going to get a few turns in guaranteed almost, and it's just going to be more and more scary.
You know what? I think in this match he just fulfilled that one quest in the game where it says like play RTA with only a dark monster.
True. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. I think I have a second replay coming up. Yep, over here where he's definitely drafting a lot slower. So again, like I said, he's definitely comfortable with that. We got a very standard Ragdoll draft with that Wind Cookie, like we mentioned already again, and also Fire Monkey King. So it just kind of showcases that he does also have the rune depth and just the strong enough Violent Runes to pull that off. It's a very long replay. He's
And
just
the
like
meta-
whittling down everyone.
And the meta read as well to be able to do it, because some
Yeah.
people have the runes but don't have like the flexibility in the draft to like commit to another playstyle.
Yeah.
But to be at this level, to be honest, nowadays you have to be able. Just a few players are like top level with just like the 5 core units like Killian Bao. But yeah, he's done flexing his draft if needed.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's like there is technically, I think all of these LDs used to be Exodia monsters, but especially right now in 2025, it's just not a thing anymore. You mentioned you got to be good with the drafting, you got to know when to flex pick, and he's definitely one of those guys. That's pretty much all I really want to mention
Yeah,
on
new
Crispy.
name. It's nice to have new names. Thing to mention is that one of the reasons this year we have new names is that because the entry level to register went from G3 record to G2 record. So people who didn't make it to G3 at the end of the ranking could actually register. And maybe that's why we have new names in the list.
Yeah, I really like that because we see some breakout talents in here. Definitely.
Breakout
For example,
Yeah!
for example,
Breakout talent, good transition. We're gonna talk about our second Frenchie that is not really like broadly known in the competitive scene. We're gonna talk about Tech. So Tech, bam, I press the button. This is him. He's mostly like a siege kind of player because we didn't see him shine on the RTA level. But he has like very interesting draft because he's the only one who's like putting a Sharion in there. So that's pretty cool. And Sigrid, even though we saw a bit of Sigrid, is making it work. It's the unit that he recently pulled that changed his playstyle a lot. So yeah, he says that Carly is his inspiration because he's a Sigrid player. And he's using the monster like quite creatively. I kind of prepared like a full presentation about Sigrid, but you know what? I will just skip it.
Okay.
I was like going to, you know what? I'm going to talk about Sigrid all evening because I love the monsters too. But I will just like do it right now in the clip. So pause. So when I mean Sigrid, she's kind of like the core unit. Play.
All right, press.
Thanks. Of his draft. If you don't really know, I will just explain quick what she does without going to the game to showcase. Draft it. Draft her. Okay, sorry. +5. Because he doesn't like commit first rotation to it. And he says it's more like a turn 2 player. So when you see like Chandra Etna, you expect, you know, like a very swift, super fast speed contest Etna. But he kind of surprised actually, because she's not, from what I saw, extremely fast. Okay, there's no secret there, but on the next one. But I like at least the El Sharion in there. Because it's a unit that you kind of pick when a lot of buffs are on the other team. So you see like the Etna is very slow. You know, she's like, wait, can I do a -5? Tick. Okay, play. Very, it's kind of rude to say that, but...
I mean, yeah, an Etna you expect to be crazy fast.
Of course, there is like a 33 speed lead, but you can see that she's not so fast.
Like, wait, I can help you. +160.
The numbers like come magically.
Probably like +190 or something more, but yeah. It's,
It's like definitely up there, but like not something you would an Etna to expect to have.
So Kovac is one of those units that are very, very popular and tough to deal with. And I think he's using then the El Sharion to be like a Kovaci counter kind of pick. But as well, El Sharion does quite the damage.
He hits. Every single buff he has on him is just like raising his damage up to 11. And
11?
11,000 per hit.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
No, but especially against Kovaci, you have because Kovaci, if you have it on your team, you have constant immunity and attack buff. And on the other way around, if you have El Sharion, you also have constant attack buff and immunity.
And on the despair build, no, a revenge build, like what just happened, you kind of want to kill it because it's the one that is like protecting this team. But if you do it, you get a counter, and then the team gets attack buff or immunity again. So that was really a good pick that we don't see that often, and that was very creative of him to draft. I really like that. But I really like the Sigrid, so I hope we get to see her in the next replay, but I'm pretty sure. So, tuck. Fast forward.
Yeah, it's just going to be a Masha showcase. Masha versus Fire Monkey King is
it's Violent
usually...
Revenge. Oh, my bad.
Violent Revenge, okay.
Tac, plus 10. Sigrid.
I don't know if we see a Sigrid in that one.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
there
Here we
it
go.
is.
Yeah. And so Sigrid, the way she works is that she has a team up on the third spell. It's like everyone moves except her. So the way you go, you can either go like full swift and she goes first turn and blah blah blah, or you can just go last. And the way team up works is that it reduces the cooldown of your units. So you can see now she moves dead last. So in this combo, you have Etna that can do the third spell. Then Sigrid will do the third skill that refresh cooldown.
Yeah.
Then she does second spell and she already does the third spell again.
Yeah.
So it's those kind of creative combos that make the players who are getting a bit creative making it work. Because usually you think, oh yeah, attack bar boost, you go first, and like super swift. But as the base speed is not so high, it's not really worth the speed runes to invest in there, you know?
Yeah, I like the playstyle. It's very creative, as you already mentioned. Yeah, especially with Etna. I'm just thinking what else would work good with it. Because in this team, you can see that everything has some kind of attack bar push. Like Chandra has one, Etna has one on herself, Lima on her first skill as well. So the whole team kind of pushes itself in a way and make like, okay, Lima moves, Etna moves, Chandra moves, and then Sigrid just helps up with more attack bar boost. That's actually...
And it goes well with like the El Sharon we thought, because she gives like an attack buff and a team up with El Sharon that will steal the buffs again. So his whole draft is kind of centered about the possibilities that Sigrid gives him. And that's the kind of draft that we will see maybe in the next weeks that will like diversify the meta that we actually enjoy watching. So that's it for Tech. Yeah, that's it.
Yep, that's okay. Then very last player, also like new player, new name, Joselino.
Joselino.
From Spain.
From Spain,
yeah. Like we see something, new blood, something that also, I have to say, stayed in my mind, impressed me in a way.
It's fit.
Not just because of that. That's a big reason, but not just because of that. But what he played a lot, and also what we're gonna see in the replay in a second, is that he made one unit, like he just drafts it all the time, and it's the Wind Bayek.
Wind Bayek?
Yeah, like somehow he forces it in like nearly every single draft, and it seemed to work. I was just very surprised that he like picks it very early. He has a second pick in this case, exactly right here.
I have to pray.
Yeah. We have to, since we have this now, we have to. If in case you don't know, this is the Wind Bayek. Yeah.
Also, like Neil really like counter picks it early. Like he's definitely taking account of it.
Yeah.
And he's still kind of making it work anyways. So he's probably just used drafting it. Like
Yeah. There's like he has Wusa for like immunity. He has like the Tessarion for
Oblivion,
Oblivion stuff, Cassandra for the snipe, stuff like this. And somehow, he always lets it through, and somehow it always works.
Honestly, since his last buffs, he does damage on each hit based on his max HP. So it does the damage as well.
Yeah, he does. Like, it takes sometimes a little bit to get up there. But in this specific match, there's like, because there's a Tessarion. But at the same time, you want to Oblivion Vanessa. You want to Oblivion every single unit over there. Every single unit you want to Oblivion. So which one do you go for?
Not Vanessa, because Oblivion doesn't work on him.
True.
just
but you want to kill Vanessa first.
Yeah, true. This is true, yeah, indeed.
Yeah, Masha, also a unit that we don't really see too many times. I guess in this one it kind of does make sense, just to like give herself constantly that immunity against that Tessarion. It's just not proccing right now, just unlucky.
Yeah, and I'm gonna jump a little bit forward. But yeah, I think in the second match we see it a little bit better showcased. Let me jump.
Who is he facing? Sorry, in this qualification? New?
Yeah.
That was new, yeah.
So he was kind of the underdog in this one too.
Yeah, definitely. Somehow he made like a good attempt here. I think he got one proc in between to get rid of the put the Fang like quite down a lot. yeah, and then Shahad finished off the rest, and Shahad did very well against, obviously, then 2 water units in the end. He had enough sustain. Jump, jump, jump.
Yeah, I see.
Oh,
It's not
wait,
an
here we can see, like, the actual power then a little bit, or power in a way. It's like all the dots in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting a attack bar boost in every dot activation. So yeah, he's cycling a lot and he's doing some damage. It's one of those bruisery kind of units that are you're not used to facing them. You know, you just like discover when you face them, because it's not really meta.
Yeah.
But
Here we have one where he played against Neff.
Okay.
And
Top 3 guy.
yeah, Neff actually performed very well. He's last year's, as you see, Europe champion, and also went very far in the world final in the end. And even here, he actually again picked Shahad. I don't know what it is, but somehow I really like that unit. It's not explosive. It's not like, oh yeah, it's crazy doing something. It's just this consistent kind of damage that seems to work out really well for him. So, I don't know.
And Shahad has the silence as well, that you can land on crucial units like the Vanessa to snipe something else. So yeah, it has like a lot of things in this kit that makes it like a good, how do you say that, knife in your box. You know, it does a lot of things at the
Swiss
same time.
knife?
Swiss knife, thanks. That's
Yeah.
what I wanted to say, but I wasn't sure about the word. Yeah.
Yeah, because at the point where he like loses a unit, he already has the Vanessa nearly down and the Marsha demounted. And at that point, he is in the driver's seat. Like Shahad, in this case,
Yeah, he almost one tapped
Eating
Vanessa.
it, yeah.
yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, just go a little bit more forward, because I think there's one more proc that he gets that looks at least impressive.
Yeah, it's this one, and then he gets rid of the Sigrid. Yeah, GG.
GG, like you say. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, and yeah, silence. Yeah, the silence is also very important for this unit. So yeah, I have big hopes in Jorginho, since he is also new name, Spain. I think the only Spaniard as well. So we wish him also good luck. And I think we went over all 12 players that qualified for the European League.
We went through like our champions for the league. I don't know if we have like an asset that is like showing them all, so I'll just pretend we don't. Because I don't think we do. But if we have like to name, let's say, like a few to really look up like the kind of favorites, I think Pink Roid's up there.
Yeah,
Pink Roid's up there.
for sure.
I would put Malignan, because just for the like I don't know, achievements in previous seasons. Who would you add to the list?
Yeah, I mean, those two are definitely up there. I'd say for myself, I'm going to just go for Josu, because he has a few LDs that I personally find very interesting to see. And I did see during the tournament itself, the prelims, that he likes counter-picking. He's really like picking those units that are throwing people off. I'm really looking forward to it. And obviously also Best Spoon while we're at it.
Yeah, those are like the top. And we have quite a lot of underdogs. We have then Merle, we have Slakes, we have Tech. You know, people who said they registered without really thinking they made it through.
Yeah.
So that's really cool to see. New names for the competition. If we have to recap, tell me, like surprise exam, when is the competition days?
When the competition is?
Yeah.
Every single Wednesday at, I think, 8 p.m.
Good. 1 point
So,
for sample.
1 point for sample.
Don't ask me questions now.
How many weeks? How many weeks it will go through?
8.
Yeah, 7 weeks. It's going to be 7 weeks of then season and 1 week for the playoffs. Good points each. That's it. It will be then in several languages. We have the French.
Which languages?
French, German, and English.
Point for Tito. Good job.
So you can go to the respective channel. You're going to be casting the German cast.
Yeah.
Go you two. I'll be the French with video killed. And for the English, they are not there, but they exist. That's it for today. I hope we kind of overlooked of all the prospective players that will compete. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for
Thank you.
hosting.
We see you then next week. It starts next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Tschüss.
Bye bye.